when we talk about authentic communication, the big thing is having an authentic life and an authentic message. But the actual act of communication, the speaking itself, is also worth giving some attention to. And so how can we be genuine in the way that we communicate? I think we need to pray about it. It doesn't honor God to just ignore our delivery and assume that it will be fine. Actually, we need to pray about it. We need to make sure that we're not acting. Nobody wants to see me pretending to be Billy Graham. It doesn't help. But if I'm being myself, it works, it communicates. And so I need to communicate as myself, not in character as somebody else, copying another person's preaching style. But how do I get to be myself? That's a challenge, because in conversation with you or in conversation in the corridor, I can be myself naturally, freely, and easily. But when I stand in front of a group of people, whether it's 10 or 1,000, something freezes. It becomes difficult to be natural. So that's where I would say it takes work. We need to put in some work to free up our gestures, to free up our facial expressions so that we can be ourselves, so that our natural communication style can come through. And ultimately, probably the biggest thing of all is we've got to do the work necessary so that we can make eye contact with our listeners. If we're speaking to them and we're so nervous we can't look at them, then they'll sense, without even thinking about it, that something isn't right. And if our head is buried in our notes or we're always looking above people, it doesn't work well. We need to do the work necessary so that when we're speaking, we can make eye contact that's genuine, with a crowd just moving from one to another, just meaningful eye contact. We're relational creatures. People sense if it's authentic or not. So there's some things we can work on in terms of our actual communication.